Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Survive and advance. The Wolverines grab a huge first-round win. Our crew is in Indy tonight as fans and players celebrate.
And snow plus St. Paddy's Day celebration sounds like a dangerous mix. We'll see when things are going to dry up as we start the weekend.
But first, it's a match. Detroit Police Chief James Craig confirms DNA from the suspect in the shooting of 2 Detroit police officers matches DNA evidence in the murder of Sergeant Colin Rose. Thanks for being with us for the news at 5. That announcement from Chief Craig came just before 60-year-old Raymond Durham was officially charged in the shooting Wednesday night of 2 Detroit police officers on the city's west side.
Durham was arraigned from his hospital bed on a list of charges. They include 2 counts of assault with intent to murder, resisting and obstructing police, and felony firearms charges. But it's important to keep in mind here these charges are not connected to the Rose case.
We want to get out live to Rod Maloney now. He's been gathering new details on this story all day long. And Rod, according to the chief, this connection to the Rose case is still under investigation. Is that right?
Right. They haven't even brought charges on that yet, but they're claiming he is a suspect. Now, this is a place in the city of Detroit where Officer Sergeant Colin Rose died. He was shot right here. But they're also saying that it was a DNA match on the bicycle that was here, a flashlight, and a pair of gloves that was able to link Raymond Durham to this spot as well at the murder, at the time of the murder. That's what they're claiming. Now, who is this man, this Raymond Durham? Well, we found out today from his niece. Her name is Tamika Durham.
I mean, he's a survivor, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to being outside in the snow.
60-year-old Detroiter and murder suspect Raymond Durham led a bleak and desolate life on the streets of Detroit. Homeless and by his niece's account lacking full mental capacity, he subsisted by living in vacant homes.
He didn't have no kids, you know, and he will always, if he run into us, he always try to give us $1, $5, you know, and he needed money for himself, so, you know, I would tell him no thank you, you know.
She says he lived in this burned-out hulk on Magnolia, across from her grandfather's house, about a mile from the Sergeant Rose murder scene, up until a couple of weeks ago. He also was very handy with a particular skill.
If kids needed bikes fixed, you know what I'm saying, he know how to put bikes together. If it was broke, he know how to put bikes together.
And it was an unusually constructed bicycle at the scene of the Sergeant Colin Rose murder police said was the center of their investigation. That is, until this flashlight and glove, also found at the murder scene with the bike, gave police the DNA that they needed to make their match. Detroit Police Chief James Craig said today Durham's arrest came at a very high price.
Fortunately, it was through that shooting that opened up another door.
Now, we want to know whether Tamika is thinking that her uncle could have done this. That's the question right now. And we asked her that question. And coming up on Local 4 News at 6, we're going to talk to her about that and other corners of this case to see the family's reaction and also find out what other people involved in this investigation think about today's findings. Back to you.
And Rod, you said police are still investigating. What are the next steps in these cases against Durham?
Okay, well, there is a probable cause hearing, a preliminary hearing on the 2 shootings of the Detroit police officers on Wednesday night. That'll come later on this month, the 30th and the 23rd. But in the meantime, there is also the possibility of a warrant package being sent to Kim Worthy's office, and then the possibility, if in fact she decides there is enough evidence, to have charges against him in the Sergeant Colin Rose murder case, but we'll have to wait and see as to when that may or may not happen.
Right. Well, certainly people living in that neighborhood, I'm sure, are relieved. Rod, we know you'll keep us posted on this story. We appreciate it.
Saw a few flakes of snow there out in Rod's live shot. We've been watching it start to creep in as we keep an eye on this. Of course, just in time for that commute.
Yeah, and in time for St. Patrick's Day, too. Let's check in with Andrew. He's in for Ben tonight. Hi, Andrew. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you.
Kimberly and Jason, happy St. Patrick's Day to you and everyone else out there. Yes, we're looking at some of that slippery weather returning. We've already seen a few raindrops and snowflakes out there. Even, look at this. No, your eyes are not deceiving you. These lightning strikes right here represent thunder and lightning occurring with some of these snow showers. So some thunder snow that's been out there this afternoon as well, just west of Livingston County. In these dark areas of blue, just downriver along 75 closer to Monroe, that's where snow's a little bit heavier. Snow now just also entering the Detroit area. Here's Detroit right here, southwest side of the city and the near west side receiving a few snowflakes, as well as right here in downtown Detroit. But it's in these pockets of dark blue where the snow's coming down a bit heavier. So we might be a little bit of slipping and sliding as we go over the next few hours as these snow showers move through. Not enough snow or rain. We've had some freezing rain mix in. Not enough of the activity to cancel any St. Patrick's Day evening plans, but just take your time out there on the roads. We've got temperatures hanging around the freezing mark. So again, it is quite treacherous. We'll talk more about your weekend forecast straight ahead.
All right, Andrew. Tonight, a family pleads for answers on the 2-year anniversary of the murder of a Detroit mother. De'Twan Morgan was gunned down as she walked inside her home on St. Patrick's Day night of 2015. It happened shortly after she left a corner store near her home near Hayes Street and East Outer Drive. Morgan's family is asking anyone with information to come forward.
She was a person of the community. She helped those that were around her and that were in need, especially people with mental disabilities. She was able to care for them for the last 5 or 6 years of her life. She took in the homeless. She was a person that was always giving no matter what.
A reward of $2,500 is being offered for information leading to an arrest. You will remain anonymous when you report a tip by calling 1-800-SPEAK-UP.
I'm consumer investigator Hank Winchester following some very good news for the people of Flint. The EPA awarding Flint $100 million in a grant. Now, that is funding that was approved by Congress last year, but now that money is finally going to make its way to the Vehicle City. That money will be used to support plans to replace damaged pipes and also work to improve water quality overall. The city hoping to replace 6,000 pipes this year alone. In the meantime, water testing showing dramatic improvements in the quality of water. Those tests done just last month. However, as this work gets underway, those living in Flint being told that they should continue to rely on filtered and bottled water. Both the governor and the mayor of Flint issuing statements essentially saying this is a game changer for the future of Flint. You may remember Flint's mayor recently meeting with President Trump while he visited Michigan last week. As she said, she explained to the president the need for funding, the hope that the government money would become available. Additional funding and support would help further nutrition and education programs right here in Flint. This is really fantastic news for Flint. They've been waiting for this money for a while, and it really will help not only infrastructure, but also nutrition programs in the city.
Good, but as you say, more work needs to be done.
Right. We're not at the end yet, but positive progress.
Right. Okay, Hank, thank you.
Sure.
A stranger danger alert tonight in Allen Park.
Early Thursday morning, a 12-year-old boy says he was home with his 3-year-old brother when a white van or truck with a wooden flatbed abruptly stopped in front of their home on Marlboro Avenue. The boy says his younger brother was looking out the front door at the time. The boy told police a man got out of the truck and was walking toward the home when he grabbed his 3-year-old brother and slammed the front door closed. The van then left the area. Anyone with information, contact Allen Park Police. A 45-year-old woman is in critical condition after a hit and run on the city's west side. The accident happened around 4:30 this morning at Michigan Avenue in St. James. That's where a 45-year-old woman was hit by a car and left lying on the street. Police are investigating.
Man, what a game today. It turned into a nail-biter in the first round of the NCAA tournament for the Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah, Bernie's here now with the highlights and a great win because U of M keeps dancing after this.
That's all it can matter. Right. Just win or else you're coming home if you don't. Moments of nervousness, moments of concern, but down the stretch, Michigan able to grind out a 92-91 win over Oklahoma State. Wolverines have now won 6 in a row. We've got highlights. We'll start in the first half. They'll get it to DJ Wilson for the slam. He had 19 at the half. Michigan led at 41-40. Second half, Michigan's three-point shooting was the difference. 11 of 15 from that mark in the second half. Jarek Walton here with the 3 at 26 to go with 11 assists. Cowboys did have a 52-46 lead in that second half, but from there, Michigan was relentless with their offense. Jamie Edmonds has the story from Indianapolis.
Well, this game certainly lived up to its billing. 2 high-flying offenses. In the end, Michigan comes out on top thanks to those 16 made threes. Breaking records today. 16 made threes is an NCAA record. You didn't set out to do that, but it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. But with our offense, it's kind of just pick your poison, what you want to take away. And today it seemed like they were giving us a three ball, and that's what we do best. So we knocked them down, and like you said, we broke the record.
I mean, it's a great feeling, especially playing well on the big stage. And, you know, when one of us gets it going, it's like contagious for the rest of the team. And like you said, when all of us get it going, it's nice to watch.
It feels great. Just hopefully we can keep shooting like that going into Sunday.
It's not necessarily fun all the time. They score a lot, but winning's fun. I know that. So I'm going to just enjoy that win with my guys right now, and we'll see what comes Sunday.
The Maize and Blues say they know they have to shore up that defense and get tougher on the glass as they move forward in this tournament. Jamie Edmonds, Local 4.
All right, they're going to probably play Louisville way up in their game right now that's going on. That would be a rematch of the national title game from 2013. More on Michigan's win coming up later in sports.
And a fun game to watch, too. It's always nice when it's fun, you know?
It's always nice when they win by one, too, I think is the most fun, right?
And your boys play later.
Yeah, coming up 9:20.
Michigan State.
But nobody's as hot as Michigan, I'll tell you that.
True.
Thanks, Bernie.
Admitting it, too. How about that? Michigan State guy. Bernie, we'll talk to you a little bit later. Support is pouring in for one of Detroit's finest.
New tonight, his family's plea as he's caught in a battle for his life.
And new trouble for Kim Mathers, what the troubled ex-wife of Eminem is accused of doing that has her being hauled back into court.
But first, an A-list celebrity spotted up north in Traverse City. There he is, what Matthew McConaughey was doing up north. That has the Local 4 defenders involved. That's coming up next.
New at 6.
Investigators call him a major player in one of the area's biggest human trafficking rings. New at 6, who's been arrested in connection with the raids that shut down Detroit's Victory Inn.
Plus, one local principal's warning about a dangerous game he fears is making a comeback among teenagers.
A photo posted online by a Traverse City brew pub getting a whole lot of buzz tonight.
A-list celeb Matthew McConaughey stopped by the Rare Bird Brew Pub with some friends yesterday. But here's the thing, nobody really knows why he was up north. Defender Kevin Dietz is live tonight, and Kevin, he was there for a meeting with white boy Rick Wershe in prison.
He was. Matthew McConaughey met with Rick Wershe for more than 5 hours at Oaks Correctional Facility in Manistee, Michigan, up north. Rick Wershe's been in prison for 29 years, and I'm guessing this was probably one of his best days. McConaughey is playing Wershe's father in a new Hollywood movie, and he was there to learn more about the relationship between Rick Wershe and his dad. Take a look. This was the scene on Grand River in Detroit Wednesday as actors, including megastar Matthew McConaughey, were filming the first scenes of the White Boy Rick movie. The next morning, bright and early, McConaughey drove to the Oaks Correctional Prison in Manistee, Michigan, where he spent the next 5 hours meeting face-to-face with Richard Wershe. I spoke with inmate Wershe right after the meeting.
It was awesome. He's real down to earth. I love him. Nice guy. You know, I think he'll do great playing the part of my father. I think he's real passionate about the story, and he sees, you know, the injustice in it. We all talked, laughed, you know, took some pictures. We shared some moments. We talked about, you know, a lot of things. I couldn't have a better day in prison right now. It was a good meeting, and I came out of it feeling even better. To be honest, it makes me feel like he genuinely cares. He could have done this project and went on, and for someone that's been in prison for 30 years, you really don't think that people care about you anymore. And these people don't have to care about me. They don't need to care about Rick Wershe, but they do.
Wershe, who was arrested at 17 for selling drugs on Detroit's east side, is in his 29th year behind bars. He's waiting to hear from the Michigan Parole Board about a formal hearing date to consider his release. A decision is expected soon, and the hearing would likely take place in June or July. Wershe says McConaughey supports his release from prison and wished him good luck. And after that meeting in prison, McConaughey drove down to Traverse City, as you pointed out, and then flew to Cleveland, where the rest of the White Boy Rick movie is being filmed. It's scheduled to come out in January of next year. Kevin Dietz, Defender.
So, Kevin, if Wershe gets a public hearing, what's the process, and do we know yet how soon he could be released?
Yeah, so the parole board is going to decide in the next few days or weeks if he's going to get this public hearing. If he does, people will testify on both sides, those who want him to stay in prison and those who want him out. If he wins a majority of the votes from the parole board, he's out and would be paroled probably in September.
Okay, well, we'll wait to hear what happens. And Kevin, we know you'll keep us posted, as you have been for a very long time now. We appreciate it. And we see the snow falling.
Or Kevin just got gray very quickly. But that looked like it was really coming down behind him there.
Yeah, it is. So brief whiteout conditions, at least as we go over the next few hours. It's not going to pile up too much, but still keep it slippery enough out there for folks who are trying to head out this evening on the St. Patrick's Day. And you can see it coming down here on 4 Live radar, not just in the city of Detroit, throughout a good portion of the region. Here, I'll zoom in closer to downtown Detroit and Wayne County. In these darker areas of blue where Kevin is standing, that's right here at the station. That's where the snow is a bit heavier. You see that just downriver as well, down toward Wyandotte, Lincoln Park, to the north and west also out toward Redford and around Livonia. Farther north and west, you see even darker areas of blue out toward parts of Oakland County into Livingston County, including Novi out to Wixom and the Howell and Brighton area. So in these areas, it's not enough to pop off any warnings or watches, but still just enough snow to make it very slippery and treacherous out there, especially on ramps, bridges, and overpasses. And much of it is moving in very quickly, so don't get caught off guard. Now, where it's warm enough, it's transitioning over into rain. So some of us may see a mixture of rain and snow before the evening is done, especially south of 8 Mile and farther south you get down toward the Ohio border. You still got some moisture yet to move through the area. Some of it is developing here on this back side, so it's not a hard cutoff of the rain or snow. So I'd say up until about 9 o'clock, we'll still have a lot of these slippery and treacherous conditions. Now, does it mean a whole lot of snow? Fortunately, no. We're not talking about several inches on this, but the bursts that are coming down could put in a quick dusting, anywhere from a dusting to an inch or even a bit more. You can see in these darker areas of blue, like around Pontiac, maybe around an inch, maybe an inch to an inch and a half right here in downtown Detroit. I mean, look at how tough it is to see. We're trying to look at the downtown skyline with our Skycam in Windsor. We're looking at the Renaissance Center, barely visible, and that's the scene outside your car window with 34 degrees over at Metro Airport. It's closer to the freezing mark, or right at freezing in Livingston County, and we're going to be playing tag with that freezing mark through the rest of the evening as well. So slushy and icy conditions scattered about the area depending on where you are. As this frontal system moves through later tonight, the snow and rain, they slowly come to an end by morning, but the air will be unstable enough where we could see a few more raindrops and snowflakes as we go into your Saturday. Overnight tonight in your 4-zone weather, low temperatures that will make it down to around freezing, right about where they are now. So they're not going to budge too much, including the metro zone, in our south zone, across all of southeast Michigan as we go through tonight. Low temperatures around 32 degrees on average. And with a light wind going from southeast to southwest, mainly slippery this evening, then a little bit drier overnight. Does it mean we're out of the woods this weekend? Not exactly. A few leftover raindrops and snowflakes for tomorrow, especially morning and midday, but a high temperature of 44. Now Sunday, that's the sunnier day out of your weekend for all your plans, 46 degrees. Spring still right around the corner on Monday with a high around 50 or more, but with some rain showers. Chillier, but not much colder with sunshine coming back middle of next week.
All right. Well, did the big message there, be careful, like you said, slippery tonight, and this hitting right at the wrong time.
Yep. Exactly. At least over the next few hours through the dinner hour and up until about 9 p.m.
Okay. Andrew, thanks. Paula Tubman is out on a very cold story tonight. Paula?
We are at match day, where brand new doctors find out where they're going to spend the next 3 to 7 years. All right, stay tuned, guys. This is a 3-Hanky story.
I hit the road today looking for the wackiest St. Patty's Day parade. I found it about 200 miles away. I'll take you to the scene coming up.
It is an annual Michigan St. Patrick's Day event that's so short, if you're running just a few minutes late, you'll totally miss it.
Yeah, don't blink. And we aren't kidding. This St. Patrick's Day parade is billed as the shortest in the world. It's only 150 yards. Our Tim Pamplin traveled across the state to the small town of Conklin, Michigan, to check out this unusual tradition.
We're inside the Conklin Bar. This town, small town, I think everybody's in the pub right now, but earlier we were all outside.
1, 2, 3, go!
And with that, the world's shortest St. Patrick's Day parade is underway. Conklin, about 170 miles northwest of Detroit. A very rich Irish heritage here.
Brought my pot of gold, and we're here to have a good time.
This parade, I'm being told, has occurred for at least 6 generations.
Yeah, I played Little League in this town.
That's Bruce Rash. He grew up in this small parish, says he loves the tradition and is passing it on to his grandkids.
No, I've been a part of this all my life. Used to get a haircut here for 25 cents.
The parade route starts at the post office, goes past the grain elevator, and stops at the Conklin Bar. We measured it, it's about 150 yards. So just over 100 paces later, and they arrive at the finishing point, the bar. And here's the sousaphone player bringing up the rear. You're the band.
And I guess. I don't see the fiddle players. I don't see the accordion players.
Oh, they were way up there. And so the tradition continues.
The Irish tradition.
You guys have Irish heritage?
McNamara?
I would say so. So back inside the bar, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. That's the scene in Conklin. Tim Purplin, Local 4.
Something tells me that Englishman was right at home with all those Irish folks.
Oh, you know it. And even though the parade is short, I'm sure the festivities afterward are probably still going on.
I have a feeling they're celebrating today. Absolutely.
More news after this.
New at 5:30.
Strep throat is on the rise, and there are new developments involving flu season that you'll want to hear. I'm Dr. Frank McGeorge. Tonight at 5, I'll show you what's going around where you live.
During a news conference today, the president had more to say about those wiretapping allegations. I'll have the very latest from Washington.
A Detroit police officer who's served the community for almost 20 years now needs help from the community after being diagnosed with cancer.
He's human too, outside of being a police.
Hear more from Officer Frank Gregory's family and friends and how you can help him.
It's dinner time. Live from downtown Detroit. Local 4 News at 5:30 starts now.
A crime-fighting Detroit cop is now in the fight for his life against cancer. And tonight, his family is reaching out as support pours in. Frank Gregory has worked at DPD's 12th precinct for years, putting his life on the line.
But tonight, Gregory's family needs your help as he battles against a very rare form of cancer. Coco McAvoy spoke to his family today, and she joins us live now. Coco, support is pouring in.
Yes, Kimberly and Jason, a lot of support pouring in. And friends and family of Frank Gregory said he took so much pride in caring for the community. And now they're just hoping those roles are reversed and that the community looks out for him during this time that he needs it the most.
Here's Mr. Gregory making progress.
Even inside of a hospital room, Officer Frank Gregory finds a way to smile and reassure his loved ones.
He would give you this smile and like, oh, this is so nice. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
His mother, Frenzella Gregory, says they found out Frank had a rare form of cancer last year.
Because you think when a child comes into the world, you expect them to live their days out, and not have to even be struck with anything like this.
But the family refuses to give up hope.
He's a fighter. So we said, well, we're fighting right there with you.
His partner of 7 years, Catherine Price, is also fighting for him, though struggling to hold it together.
She's had my back for the last 7 years. And it's kind of difficult watching him go through this.
The department wants to raise funds to release the burden.
He gave 20 years of his life dedicated, and now it's our turn to help him out.
And help Officer Gregory heal.
Heroes need help too.
And the family says they're just holding on to their faith to get through this difficult time. And if you'd like to help his family, they have created a GoFundMe page that we'll put on our website, clickondetroit.com. Reporting live this afternoon, I'm Coco McAvoy, Local 4.
So, Coco, you mentioned the GoFundMe account. Are there other charity events or anything else that's planned that people can help out?
Yes, the police department is holding a charity event on May 21st. We'll also put the information to that event on our website. But it's a charity event, and it's a biking fundraiser that's going to start at the 12th precinct. That's where he worked, and his family and friends say that he was an avid biker, very active. So this is something that he would love.
Absolutely. Okay, Coco, thanks. Well, Kim Mathers, the ex-wife of Eminem, is heading back to court after being accused of violating probation.
Last year, Mathers was sentenced to 1 year of probation after pleading no contest for drunk driving. According to court documents, Mathers had diluted drug tests 6 times since December of last year. She's due back in court Monday morning to address her probation. Hundreds of families without a home tonight after a massive apartment fire spreads to several buildings in North Carolina.
That fire started at an apartment building under construction in downtown Raleigh before jumping from one building to the next. Once the fire was under control, the apartment was a total loss and almost an entire city block was destroyed.
Any building that's being built is vulnerable at some point, and unfortunately this building is at a stage where it was extremely vulnerable. It could have been a lot worse.
Well, miraculously, there were only minor injuries. No word on what caused the fire. Firefighters expect to be at the scene, putting out hot spots there for at least another 12 hours.
Today in Washington, President Trump hosted German Chancellor Angela Merkel. During that joint news conference, President Trump fleetingly addressed his claims he was wiretapped by President Obama. He also promised his new health care law would be passed quickly. NBC's Blaine Alexander with more now from Washington.
It was actually a German reporter that pressed the president on his wiretapping claims and even pressed him on his use of Twitter. Under fire for his unproven claims that President Obama wiretapped Trump Tower, President Trump today pointed to German Chancellor Angela Merkel, who actually was wiretapped by U.S. surveillance under President Obama.
At least we have something in common, perhaps.
In a joint news conference with the German leader, President Trump was asked by a German reporter about his frequent use of social media.
Are there from time to time tweets that you regret in hindsight?
Very seldom.
Very seldom.
I can get around the media when the media doesn't tell the truth.
He was also pressed about the White House repeating media speculation that British intelligence helped President Obama spy on Trump Tower.
That was a statement made by a very talented lawyer on Fox, and so you shouldn't be talking to me, you should be talking to Fox.
This was the president's first meeting with Chancellor Merkel,
I was very gratified to know the very warm and gracious hospitality,
whom he frequently criticized on the campaign trail.
I used to think Merkel was a great leader. Guess what? She blew it, okay? She blew it.
Today, the president more diplomatic with the chancellor, but not with the media.
But I am not an isolationist by any stretch of the imagination, so I don't know what newspaper you're reading, but I guess that would be another example of, as you say, fake news.
Foreign policy talks competing with politics here at home. The president today also vocal on health care, saying that he met with a group of Republicans leaning against the bill and convinced them to vote yes. In Washington, Blaine Alexander, Local 4.
Now to good health, an increase in strep throat and new developments involving the flu season.
Our Dr. Frank McGeorge is here with a look at what's going around this week that could make you sick.
The Washtenaw County Health Department says its data shows flu appears to have peaked there, but flu activity still remains high across Metro Detroit. We're hearing similar stories from several doctors, which suggests the worst may be over, but there's still a lot of flu going around. In Wayne County, most hospitals are still reporting a number of flu cases in kids and adults. Children's Hospital says strep throat is on the rise. They're also seeing RSV. Beaumont Dr. Ashley Alexander in Grosse Pointe is seeing a lot of stomach viruses, bronchitis, and some asthma flare-ups. Over to Oakland County, the CVS Minute Clinics in Milford and Walled Lake are both reporting influenza, strep throat, and ear infections. Some pink eye is also popping up. ER Dr. Harrison Tong at McLaren Oakland says upper respiratory infections and stomach viruses top the list there. West to Washtenaw County, where doctors at U of M are actually seeing an uptick in adults with confirmed cases of flu and norovirus. In kids, lots of upper respiratory infections and stomach viruses, plus some sore throats and coughs. Down to Monroe County, ProMedica Monroe Regional is seeing the flu and lots of RSV and upper respiratory infections causing coughs and congestion in kids. Dr. Anthony Songo is treating flu too, plus some bronchitis. Finally, to Macomb County and McLaren-Macomb, Dr. Joseph Flynn reports seeing a spike in stomach viruses lasting about 48 hours. He's also seeing cases of flu, but says they've been tapering off after the past week. All of the Henry Ford Macomb health centers are seeing strep throat in kids and adults, some respiratory infections and sinus infections as well. Now, the type A H3 strain of influenza has been the dominant one this winter, but local reports of influenza B have been rising in recent weeks. This year's vaccine is more effective at preventing the B strain, so that's good news if you got your flu shot this year. Back to you.
Okay, Doc, thanks. In Italy, an erupting volcano continues to cause havoc there. Mount Etna, Europe's largest and most active volcano, first erupted on Wednesday in Sicily. By Thursday, explosions were sending molten rock and steam raining down on tourists. So far, 10 people have been hurt during the 3-day eruption. Fortunately, though, nobody was killed.
But that was scary.
Yeah. The Red Wings in their final season at the Joe, and now fans have something new to wear, at least to the last few games.
That's if you can get your hands on them or your feet in them. A local sneaker boutique has created this official limited edition Red Wings shoe. Evrod Cassimy with a look at how you can get these on your feet.
These are more than just sneakers. They're limited edition Reeboks created right here in Metro Detroit in honor of the Red Wings. And today you're in luck. Before they sell out, we've got your chance to win a free pair.
It feels amazing. It's great to be a part of something that's kind of historic, you know, especially at this time with them moving from the Joe to the new arena. This is just a great way for us to kind of commemorate that moment.
They're black and white and red all over. These brand new Red Wings themed Reebok sneakers not only feature some of the team colors, but capture the Red Wings logo and even the imprint of an octopus on the tongue.
It's kind of a subtle hit on the shoe. Instead of being really loud and in your face, we wanted it to be something that everyone could wear.
Something that you see when you get the shoe is the insole, and it has the Red Wings logo and then the years that they won the Stanley Cup.
They were designed by Rick Williams and Roland Coit. They're the owners of Burned Rubber, a sneaker boutique in Royal Oak. Burned Rubber was one of several sneaker stores to participate with the NHL to release team-themed shoes.
I'm ecstatic, man. It's you know, we've done this in the past, but nothing on this magnitude and working with you know, a brand as historic as the Red Wings.
They're on sale tonight from 6 to 8 at a special event at Burned Rubber before they're made available to the public Saturday.
What we like to do is give the local supporter or the local fan of the Red Wings, a fan of Burned Rubber, the opportunity to come get in before, you know, while the getting is good.
And today, the luck of the Irish is on your side. We're giving away a pair of these sneakers to one lucky Local 4 viewer. All you have to do is tune in to Local 4 News today, Saturday morning at 7 a.m. for your chance to win a free pair. In Royal Oak, Evrod Cassimy, Local 4.
There you go.
That'll get a few people up early.
Probably so.
Win those. Be fun to wear to a game. A 5-year-old little boy out in the freezing cold with only a shirt on.
New tonight, the unlikely hero that stepped in to help him. Jamie?
Derek Walton says he feels like he just got out of an MMA fight. This was a tough game. Hear more from Walton Jr. next.
All right, Jamie, but first, it's a yearly tradition where close to a decade of hard work pays off. We're headed to Match Day, coming up next.
Go behind. New at 6.
In Macomb County along 15 Mile Road, crews are continuing to work 24/7 to repair this sinkhole, putting in bypass lines. But now residents might have an idea of how much this could cost them. The county has approved some numbers, but we need to explain to you what other factors go into all of this.
Okay, Nick, plus a thief who didn't want money or cigarettes or alcohol from this gas station. Nope, he was more interested in the snacks.
You spent 4 years in college, maybe 5. Okay, maybe 5.5. And
6
then
for me.
That was we have good excuses, though. Then there's those postgraduate classes. Then you spend another 4 in medical school, and all that hard work comes down to today.
Yes, welcome to Match Day. That's the day where 4th-year med students learn where they'll do their residences. Our Paula Tutman was at Wayne State for a day full of nerves and celebration.
I mean, this room is absolutely electric. These students who will be doctors in about 2 weeks, doctors. And now they find out where they spend the next 3 to 7 years.
All right, girls, ready?
For 4 friends, today is bittersweet. Great pals during medical school. They go their separate ways as residents. And they'll find out at the Wayne State Medical School Match Day what their future holds.
I'm going to be a pediatrician. I'm going into neurology, internal medicine, psychiatry.
This is an event that happens all over the country. But here at Wayne State Medical School, 267 students. 14 will do their residency in anesthesiology, 36 in emergency medicine, 3 in neurology, 28 in family medicine. The specialties list is long. These are our future doctors. Where they do their residency is where they will likely serve their communities. And they find out in
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
My name is Juhi Kushwaha. I'm matched into Rush for psychiatry, and I'm really excited. It was one of my top choices.
I'm Neil Klinger, and I'm going to DMC for neurosurgery.
I'm Abraham Ahim, DMC MedPeds. It was my first choice.
I'll be staying in Detroit. I love it.
To be here with everyone and see that their dreams are fulfilled is really, a special moment.
I'm Antonio Smith. I'm studying internal medicine at Detroit Medical Center. Right here in Detroit, baby.
I am so excited, and I am so proud of my baby. He worked hard, and God is so good to him.
As for our 4 dear friends,
Erica Saunders, I matched at Boston University, and I'm going to be an internal medicine doctor. Woo! Maria Toko, and I matched at Loyola University for psychiatry.
I'm Dina Sarkar, and I'm going to Orlando for pediatrics. I'm so excited. I'm Kayla Martin. I got my first choice in neurology at the University of Michigan.
in 2 weeks they graduate as physicians. By July, they will have said their goodbye to their pals.
We're so excited for each other.
Yeah, definitely excited for each other. We're all going to go visit Orlando.
Even with the rigors of a residency, there will always be cell phones. Paula Tutman, Local 4.